Hey there, and welcome to GregVWorld. Today we are at Resaca del Palma State Park, just outside of Brownsville, the southernmost, I understand, state park in this great state of Texas, which probably makes it one of the southernmost state parks in the United States, other than the tippy-tippy of Florida. I'm here now at 7:30 a.m. I didn't realize that the park doesn't open till 8. Okay, I realize the park doesn't open until 8, but I didn't realize it meant I couldn't enter the park until 8. In other parks, that just means that the guest center's not open. You can still get in. They still let you in, but you got to check in at some point. Today, there are gates covering the roads into the park, so I cannot go into the park until 8 o'clock. And honestly, that's 30 minutes from now, and that's not a problem because you probably can't hear, but it's really birdie here. Like super mega birdie. Okay, I got here 10 minutes ago. I unloaded some things. Turned on my Merlin app. It was going for about 5 minutes. Here's the birds. It identified brown-crested flycatcher, white-winged dove, hairline wren, Couch's kingbird, tropical kingbird, white-tipped dove, long-billed thrasher, olive sparrow, green jay, northern mockingbird, northern cardinal, scissor-tailed flycatcher. Oh, I'd love to see a scissor-tailed flycatcher. Great-fronted woodpecker, great criskety, plain chachalaca, mourning dove, gray-colored thrush, and green heron. None of these are new for me, but I would love to get a great shot of any one of them, especially the scissor-tailed flycatcher. Anyway, it's super muggy. I'm already soaking wet. I've already doused myself in bug spray because mosquitoes are pretty much out in force. It is right now July 5th, July 4th weekend. And it's an empty parking lot. Of course, they haven't opened yet, so I don't know. I've been here 2 times. Once with a bird watching group out of the Harlingen Bird Festival they have once a year in November, which I highly recommend. We came here, we walked about 100 yards that way and saw a roadside hawk, which was my first real rarity. Another time I came here to this parking lot. I never even entered the park. I stayed in this parking lot for about 2 hours trying to find a warbler whose name I can't remember. Gray buff something warbler. I didn't get it, but I did get my first black and white warbler. Didn't get a great shot of it, but I got a sighting of it, so that was a new lifer for me. In order to get around the park today, I thought I'd bring my bike. However, I cannot ride the bike. I mean, I can ride the bike and hold this camera in one hand, but I can't ride the bike, hold this camera in one hand, and hold my other proper camera in another hand. My proper camera doesn't really fit in my backpack. So for that reason, I came loaded for bear, and this is what I brought. This is my Pedigo bicycle. I think it's a trail tracker, and my Burley cargo trailer, which I primarily use to carry around my dog. If I'm honest, I'm just a little bit leery about taking my bike in. It's not just an e-bike. It looks like a gorilla. And I think that makes state park officials look a little, even though I think it's implied in most state park e-bikes are okay, as long as they're, type 2, below 20 miles an hour. I think you have to stay on the tram road with the bike at all, especially a bike like this. I don't know. But my goal today is just sort of circle the park, kind of get to know it, hopefully find a nice spot to sit down, maybe get some shots. It is Resaca de la Palma State Park. Resaca is Spanish for, I don't know exactly what, I think somebody said Oxbow Lake, but really what it is a crescent-shaped reservoir or lake that exists because of it got pinched off from a river, as I understand it. Hey, Greg from the future. Let's just stop here for a second. I feel like I need to clarify and back up a little bit on my use of the word Resaca. When I moved here to Texas 3 years ago, I was at Benson Rio Grande State Park, and somebody referred to a body of water as a resaca, and I said, "What is resaca?" And they explained that it's just a crescent-shaped body of water. That's really the explanation I got, and I took it at face value. It is a Spanish word. I do not speak Spanish, so I just figured that's what it was. No biggie. And since then, I have referred to many bodies of water around here as resacas just because they're in the vicinity of a river, namely the Rio Grande, and they may or may not be resacas. I just sort of use that word. It turns out resaca does mean, if you look at the dictionary, English dictionary, Merriam-Webster, it says a dry channel or the former often marshy course of a stream. Just exactly as it was explained to me. However, if you dig a little closer, And especially in reference to here in southern Texas, when you say Resaca, it is very specifically a pinched off body of water, not recently, quite historically, from the Rio Grande. And it was pinched off due to a variety of reasons. But even though it's been pinched off from the Rio Grande, and even though it may not always have water in it, or it may be in a marshy state or a full water state or whatever state, it is a very important part of for a particular slice of natural life here. Fishes and birds and snakes and amphibians, to be specific. And it turns out, and again, I'm just telling you what I can find on the internet. I'm not doing a huge deep dive into this. There's really only 5 Resacas left. 5. And they're all here in Cameron County. No, I don't live in Cameron County. Over there, the next county over in Cameron County, which is a pretty big deal. And I did see a Channel 5 local report from about 5 or 6 years ago that one of those 5 is dying. I don't know what's happened to it subsequently. I'm not doing a full dive in there. I'm not doing all your research for you. I just thought I should take a beat to mention that Resaca has a pretty deep meaning to a lot of people in this area. Beyond the loose translation in Spanish, I also understand, which is hungover. That's not what we're talking about here, clearly. So anyway, I just wanted to take a minute to sort of clarify that, because I just sort of, throw it out there like a word that I understood. I didn't understand that at all. Not really. Also, I think that it probably bears some review for a future video. Let me know what you think about that. The nature and status of Resacas in southern Texas. Y'all, how would you like that for a video? I don't know. Let me know. Okay, let's go. I don't think there's going to be any water in that, so I don't expect to see any big water birds, but it's so birdy enough, I'm sure I can get something today. Assuming I can find a nice little spot to settle down and do that. And that guy just keeps on driving around, hoping he's going to open the gates. Nope, he didn't open the gates. So I guess I'll go check in. Can't go inside yet. But it's still 10 minutes left. Chachalaca's going nuts. I love chachalacas, by the way. I think they're my favorite bird in the valley. They might be my favorite bird, period. They're just goofy and fun to watch. And they're very noisy. And they don't care. They don't care. Huh. Scraped up my GoPro a little bit during the pre-mentioned incident, which we'll no longer mention. Again, this is not my normal MO. I usually come strolling around with a backpack on, walking around with a camera in hand, ready to shoot. That's difficult to do when I'm entertaining you all, but I still like to bring the camera. I still like to do some of that. I have before, like at Benson, I just walked around without my camera and just kind of did this. But this place is an hour away from my house, and I don't often get the opportunity to be here. It's only the 3rd time I've been here, so I really wanted to bring my camera to maybe, come here for me. Maybe I'm a little selfish that way. Maybe you should appreciate me. I don't know. Have you been here? Shut up. Okay, they should be opening, still 5 minutes. So this is the parking lot, and I'm only showing it to you because I'm just waiting for them to open the door and I don't have anything else to do. It's actually fairly wooded on its own, nice place to be. Not gonna lie, I really have to pee. So it'd be great if those doors didn't wait right until 8 o'clock to open. Open, 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 open. Whew. Okay, let's go say to the nice people and check in. So the very nice person just checked me in here at the register and gave me some great advice about where to go in the park. And actually, surprisingly, the Resaca is quite full of water right now. In fact, she said it's so full that it's a little too high for water birds. Stilted water birds don't really like the water they can't land in and get food on. So I don't know about that, but let's kind of go around and see what's what. Let's check it out. Oh, and I discovered also you can ride your bike on most of the trails here, contrary to what other people have said in other videos. So that'll be interesting. Let's just do a little lap around the park and see how it goes.
We're right here at the headquarters of Resaca de la Palma State Park. Ebony Trail is this really awesome, pretty pathway that goes to our observation deck and our first boardwalk right here, Ebony Trail. And you're gonna go through Anaqua Woodlands habitat on this part of the park. This is a walk only. We don't want two-way traffic with bikes or possible wheelchairs, all of that stuff. And then I highly recommend you take our tram loop right here, which you're familiar with, just like that. Please check out our Kiskadee Trail right here, right across the bathrooms. Another great trail to go check out is right across the bathrooms over here if you have time to do so. But definitely go through here and then check out our Hunter's Lane. This is where we have about 4 feet of water on this side and on this side right here. Yeah, our Hunter's Lane.
It's so weird to me there's so much water right now because it's been, well, I mean, we had that big rain 2 weeks ago, but is this maintained? Or is this all natural? It's natural, but we do have to purchase our water, and it has to be available depending on, you know, if we're in a drought, what the surrounding communities need. Our surrounding communities were not able to take in so much water, so they actually, on why we have so much water right now, they pumped it in. That's interesting. Yes. All right, gosh, that's great information. So definitely walk Ebony Trail, do the tram loop with your bike. Please go check out Kiskadee. It's very short and cute. Mexican Olive's a little longer. It's 0.30, but these are our awesome highlights, top highlights of the park. And like I said, Hunter's Lane on both sides has a lot of water. So we've had ducks in there. So nice. Well, you've been very helpful. Thank you so much. I'll go check all this out. Thank you. First stop right here, I guess, at Ebony Trail. Ebony Trail. Thank you. What a really nice state park ranger. I don't know if they're rangers or I don't know what they're called. I'm assuming ranger because that's what. Oh, you're probably going to enjoy the fact that I can't really record while I'm riding my bike because of the wind. I just realized my mic that I broke has a wind mic. This one does not, so it'll just be. But I think I'll just go to the Ebony Trail real quick. All right, I'm off my bike. I got my camera in hand. The very nice lady with whom I spoke in front of the visitor center said I would just do the park a disservice if I didn't visit the Ebony Trail, which is right at the entrance of the park and does not allow bikes. It's one of the few trails that does not allow bikes, which is fine. And here's a blind. As with most parks in the valley. Hi, bunny. Guess right now it's a bunny blind. Ebony Trail, 0.2 miles. I'm shocked that they said there's water in all the Resacas this time of year, and I did really genuinely appreciate her explanation of why that happens. Some people have explained it to be, and I think I've talked about this before, to be more of a natural, we're trying to mimic a natural environment where water doesn't and may not exist in the summer. But I think the real, and what she just explained, explanation is that water is scarce and they can't always afford to use it for birds. Depending on what the outlying communities say and how much money is available to the park is how much water is going to be around. But this is very pretty. See, and if I wasn't carrying you, I would have gotten a picture of the bunny, because why not? But I can't. So I'll just come in here and sit down for a minute. Oh, I also didn't bring any water with me. I left that at the bike. I also didn't bring any bug spray with me. I left that at the bike. And I'm definitely going to have to reapply. Because there are mosquitoes on this trail. Crap. I wonder how long it is. It says 0.2 miles. What's 0.2 miles? Is 0.2 miles very far? Okay, the green jays, chachalakas out in force. This is very pretty. This is very nice. I can't say I can really slight this. Once you get out past the covered area, the mosquitoes aren't so bad. The breeze is up, and hearing many birds. That's an Annie. I thought they were... Oh, shoot. Here's a top tip. Make sure your camera's set up before you get in the park. I thought mine was, and then I accidentally had it on video mode, and then I didn't have the drive mode set correct, but I did get a shot of that Annie. Another top tip. Don't assume you know what a bird is from 100 yards, because I assume those are grackles, and they're not. And they were much more interesting and rare Annies, and they're adorable birds. I grew a billed Annie, and I probably got a decent shot of it. That's the first better than crappy shot I think I've gotten of an Annie. So, and I just walked right into it, and because of you, I can lie. There were two, and right here. Anyway, having said all that, that's on me. That's not your fault. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get upset. Just, they're such neat birds, and I missed a great shot of one and got an okay shot of one. Let's make a deal right now. I'm not going to be so concerned about birds that I can shoot today, take pictures of, and more concerned about just enjoying the park and sharing it with y'all. Because I don't think it's possible to do both of these things. So maybe I'll just keep my camera in my trailer and just, well, no, I won't, but anyway. So I did not capture the name of the very nice lady that told me where I ought to go today, but she has high marks for telling me to go on that trail. It was very nice. Now I'm excited to just get on the bike and let the wind go through my hair a little bit, such as it is, because swampy AF today. Oof. I don't even know what the humidity is. It's got to be like, what, is 105? Is that a thing? Can it be 105 humidity today? Right up to 111, I'd say. Whew. Water. I think I left my stupid expensive water bottle in here. Don't tell my wife. Recovered my water bottle. And also Amanda is the name of the nice lady with whom I've been speaking, and she invited me to come back after I toured the park and check out her, I guess I'm not sure I understood, like a diorama of the water table or the water circumstances here. And she was going to show me that, so that's nice. They're very, I've never come across a bad employee at any of the parks I've been to, of the 4 or 5 that I've been to in total so far in the valley. They're always super helpful and super gracious, and that really makes a difference. So, all right, let's get some wind on our backs. Oof. So right now is the first time in a long time that I'm in uncharted territory. Again, the 2 parks I go to all the time by my house, I pretty much know every corner of. This park I've never been past there before. So, and I'm right at the head of the Mesquite Trail. And gosh dang it, Amanda was nice enough to make me a map, and I, as is typical, probably lost it. I always put it in my back pocket. Yep, and then it falls out. Let's just stick to the main loop for a little bit. How about that idea? Okay, as I mentioned, I did lose the map that Amanda made for me. Very nice lady. But I distinctly recall her saying I can't miss the Kiskadee Trail. So I don't want to leave my bike. I should probably at least grab my camera. There are not many people out here right now, but I'd be pretty upset if this got stolen. If my bike got stolen, yeah, that'd also be bad. But my camera is more important to me, honestly. It looks like there's an observatory right here. It said 0.3 miles, so there must be more to it than this, but we'll see. Again, super birdie. I've actually seen more Annies than I've ever seen before. I've seen like 6 or 7 of them today. The most I've seen before is 2. So that's nice. I guess this is the whole thing. Chachalakas. Or are those green jays? Sometimes I get green jays and chachalakas mixed up. They both sound like they're laughing or chattering at you. Oh, okay, this is more of the Resaca, I think. Okay, this is quite nice. I believe that's a green jay over there having an argument with somebody. This is just the kind of spot I love. A little bit of cover, a little bit. Sun's behind the clouds. No, I think that's actually, is that a green jay or is that a chachalaca? When you hear chachalaca, you know it. That's got to be a chachalaca. I don't know what I'm thinking. that's a chachalaca. As if to answer my question, they made sure I knew they were chachalacas. If it weren't for that wasp, I'd have a nice seat right there on that bench. Let's just keep going. Oh my word. Look at this. Does that tree do that naturally? I'm sure some of you will know that call right while I was admiring this weird looking braided tree. A little flighty bird got out there, but it didn't catch it. There it goes. I don't know what that was. I cannot complain that it's not birdie here because it's very birdie here. I guess you experience a park in the way that you approach a park. You can't cover all the bases. You can't do this and this. But this could be, I think, a casual birder to just somebody who likes a nice place to a person who wants to get some great shots of a bird. I'm sure could make very good use of Resaca de la Palma. Oh, there's a duck in there. I can't see what it is from here. A little farther away, I see some black-bellied whistling ducks. I think I'm going to get my camera out of my bag, take a picture of that cute little duck. It's not going to be a great picture, but it's going to be a picture. It's a grebe. I think it's pied-eyed or at least grebe. I can't tell. I'm guessing that's a juvenile pied-eyed grebe, but you tell me. My wife doesn't watch my videos, and if she did, she would be yelling at me right now for 2 things. 1, not wearing proper sun protection, meaning not wearing my big floppy hat, and 2, I'm not wearing a helmet, which, if I'm honest, I left in my car. And I've wrecked before, famously in my distant past as a mountain biker, so I should know better, but don't do what I do what I say. Wear a helmet. Oh, Amanda, you'll be so pleased I found the nasty, sweat-ridden map that you drew for me. I mean, it wasn't nasty or sweat-ridden when you drew it for me, but now it's disgusting. I'm trying to open it without it breaking apart. And this, I believe, is the hunter's lane. Yes, where you definitely recommend that I go. And I went to the Kids Kitty. Oh, I didn't see the. Oh, I didn't see the. You said also to go to the Mexican Olive Trail, which I didn't go to. But I'm not going to miss the hunter's lane, which you definitely, I heard I should go to. So, and that looks like a decent path for this big, beefy bike. So let's do that. The hunter's trail, hunter's trail. You know, I forget how pretty northern cardinals are, and one just flitted by. Never was going to get a picture of it, but it's nice right here at the Flycatcher Trail entrance, and that looks muddy and miserable. So we will not be going that way, which is what I was told. They said just don't go on most of those trails back here because they're too soggy. Weird in July. They're so soggy. And again, it's Bunnyville. Oh, so she also told me there's a couple of bobcats, or a bobcat mother with 2 kittens that's been seen over really on the other side of the park. I've never seen a bobcat in the wild. I've just missed one, and I've been told now of another, but I've never seen one. You know, I did mention earlier that I was concerned that the park officials would not like my bike because it's too beefy and aggressive looking and has a big trailer hanging off the back. They didn't mind at all. They commented on, oh, that's a big bike. So I guess e-bikes are allowed and not shunned at all here, because this is the eest of them. I'm sure if you technically looked up Texas state law, they would say no. Type 3, I think, is what the ones that go faster than 20. But mine's pretty tame. I don't know anything about butterflies, but that was gorgeous and well worth my time to stop my bike and scooch over there until it flew away. Hopefully I got a decent shot of it. Techno nerd time. I do pretty much try to shoot these at 4K. I don't upload 4K videos, but that way I can zoom in when I need to. So hopefully I can zoom in on that butterfly. It was a few weeks ago at Estero Llano Grande State Park that I proclaimed it the prettiest little park. Well, I have to say that I've taken that, this has taken that place, because there's, oh my word, that's pretty. Whistling duck went flying by, a couple of grebes over here. But more than that, what a view, what a view. She did mention this is pretty deep, so that there wouldn't be a lot of waterfowl. She's probably not wrong. I do see some grebes. I don't think I'm gonna see anything in the way of, there's more ducks flying over. I'm gonna get my camera and sit down and just take this in for a while. How about that idea? I think it's time to swap out hats and to put on my third application of poison. Ooh, ants. Nice little rest spot. I think I need to finish this loop, get back to the main loop, and get back to the visitor center, say hi to Amanda, and head out. The missus has made it very clear I need to be home in time for her to do a thing. Oh, there's a heron. I'm going to guess that was a juvenile great heron, but it looked mottled, but I don't know. Anyway, have to be home in time for the missus to take the car to do the thing, so I can't lollygag around here any longer. Let's hit the road. Time to refer to my very sweaty map. Sorry, Amanda. Oh, Quail Loop. No, I don't want to go to the Quail Loop. So I'm going to go along here, right below that enormous sweat stain, to the Yellowtail Loop along the Resaca, and then I'm going to pull back in and then go to the Coyote Trail back to the place, right? That will take me back to the main loop. Wait, turn right here, go straight, brief left, and okay, so right, left, right, right, left. Right, left, right, right, left. Can anybody remember that? Right, left, right, right, left. Let's go. Right, left, right, right, left. Right, left, right, left. God damn it. This trail is really nice because it goes right along the river, and after I said that, now I can no longer see the river. There it is. I've seen at least 15 groove-billed Annies and 10 bunnies easy today. Green jay. That appeared to be a mockingbird. That's not a mockingbird. Oh, bunny. Bunny. So right in front of me flew I think it was too burnt orange to be it was too oranges to be a cardinal, so I'm pretty sure it was a tanger? T-A-N-G-R. Pretty sure I just saw one, but can't positively identify it. It was too fast. But again, there's a wealth of things to explore in this park, and I'm excited to come back. Today was, just my initial exploration, and also to share with you folks. I can't speak with much authority on this park, but I have to say it's been really enjoyable to visit. And again, the people here are just super, super friendly, and just beautiful spots to just sit and go, ooh, definitely. Yeah, I could hike this. I mean, it's only 3 miles. The main loop's only 3 miles. That's kind of comparable to Benson. So, and they do have a tram. I forgot to ask about that. I doubt that it runs this time of year. So if you came here on the right time of year, cut the tram, come up this back trail, you can just walk in easy, even if you're not much of a hiker. So I'm sticking with that story. What do you call the burnt orange? Tanger? Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah. I gotta pull over here and pull out my camera and just scope things out a little bit. There's too much going on here for me to just ride on by. Egrets and herons are fascinating. I assume that's a cattle egret, because I don't see egrets and herons in the middle of fields like this. For no particular reason. But it doesn't have the brown markings that I'm aware of. So, what is that? Is it a great white, or is it a cattle? It's also a little, I don't know. Fascinating bird. I love watching them. weird as F. Okay. Tanager is the word I'm trying to think of. Well, I got all my crap back in the car, and I'm just heading back here to the Resaca de la Palma State Park Visitor Center to say goodbye to Amanda and see if maybe she has a second. She wanted to show me something, so let's check that out. So Amanda's out in the field, and I don't have time to really wait for her, but again, just a gem of a public servant. So we are right here, I think, probably, and I'm just gonna take some video of this and then do some interneting and see if it makes sense. Of course, it's, you know, water tables, and I'm assuming the colors distinguish, you know, how much vegetation there are. I think everything along the valley is subtropical, so, you know, I'm up here in, where am I? McAllen, right? Relatively, I never think of it as topographical. This all seems so completely flat, but I guess there's some topography here. And we're down here all the way here by Brownsville. So, time to head out. I guess I would also be remiss if I didn't mention that Amanda mentioned they have classes here, and this must be the room where they do that. You can see various skulls. That would actually be a fun activity to identify all those skulls. Oh, a little scat. This is the Scat Skulls game. In pause. Scat Skulls Prince. Ooh. I don't really like taxonomy. Anyway, I don't like stuffed animals very much. All right. Thanks again. You too. Such nice folk. I already feel like we're family. My assessment of this park is it's awesome. Not just, you know, again, I'm mostly interested in birding photography, which I couldn't really do today but definitely worth a visit, and I'll definitely be back. Things I loved about it is it's just the topography. It's just beautiful here. Tons and tons of foliage. Even though the Resacas are kind of half full, half dried right now, it's very green and lush. And the other ranger whose name I didn't get explained to me that really it comes down to how much water they can afford and how much water the county allots to them and will grant them on what time of year. So it clearly is seasonal, but I don't know if it's more about the time of year or, you know, because it rains, you know, it gets really dry in the winter here. Actually, I think the wet season is like now. And she pointed out we did have abundant rain last week, like 2 days of tons of rain. So, but it didn't seem particularly soggy here to me today. There was a couple mud spots, but nothing bad. Anyway, really enjoyed this park. I highly recommend Resaca de la Palma State Park down here in Brownsville. Check it out, and I will see you next time.